Well, the oil and gas industry in Nigeria has transformed tremendously, largely driven by recent reforms.
One of the most significant developments is the Petroleum Industry Act, PRA, in 2021, which, among others, ushered in the restructuring of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, into a public limited liability company.
Well, other significant changes include the deregulation of the downstream sector and concrete plans to ensure that refineries in the country are functional. Now, the entire process targets an oil and gas sector that can support economic growth while also ensuring a reduction in the prices of petroleum products.
Recall that the removal of subsidy on petroleum products, especially premium mild spirits or petrol, if you like, increased demands for it to be cheaper. A possibility many see in domestic production of fuel in the country.
Well, the country's ailing refineries have struggled and failed for years. This is in spite of huge investments to get them off the ground. Now, many industry watchers insist these refineries should be privatized to enable them function optimally.
Recently, Africa's biggest and the world's largest single-train refinery, the Dangote refinery, owned by industrialist Aliko Dangote, commenced production of 650,000 barrels of crude oil per day, injecting the much-needed fuel that many believe could be the solution to current shortages in the country's supply chain.
Well, there are also expectations that the federal government's directive to NNPCL to sell crude to domestic refineries in naira and not dollars will help these refineries to grow.
Yes, and on the other hand, this sale of crude in naira may also stabilize the currency, with an expected 40% reduction in demand for the dollar.
Although social media has been awash with news of friction between the NNPCL and the Dangote refinery, the hope of many Nigerians is that this refinery will help drive competition and subsequent reduction in the price of petrol in Nigeria.
Well, Victor, let's see how that goes. And it's important to note that the NNPCL just released estimated prices of petrol for Dangote refinery. We will discuss all of these issues. Of course, how much you're buying petrol at the moment and how much you intend to buy. A panel of guests will join us in the course of the program. And of course, our second conversation is on building a halal economy, what it entails and other implications. And this set of guests would also be here to speak on that. You're welcome. This is Good Morning, Nigeria. It is the second for the week. I'm Ian Ray John.
And I'm Victor, so let me also welcome you to today's program. We are reaching you on the network service of the NTA. Chukwudi Okoli Obaja will join us later on for the newspaper review, but that will be after the news with Ogo Chukwuka Ona. Good morning, Ogo.
Good morning, Victor, and good morning, Ere. Here is the morning news. President Bola Tinubu has pledged more strategic assistance from the federal government to assuage the effects of the recent flood in Maiduguri and its environs. The president, who visited the Borno state capital to sympathize with people of the state over the disaster that has displaced thousands of residents, has suggested a national disaster relief fund to cater for victims of such situation in Nigeria.
Yobe and other affected states, I say we will pull together a very good program for Nigeria to recover from this calamity and do better in the interest of our people.
In the meantime, the Nigerian government is set to launch a comprehensive strategy to position the country as a leading player in the halal economy, targeting $1.5 billion GDP through strategic initiatives by 2027. In a statement, the special The Senior Special Assistant to the President of Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Stanley Nkwonta, said the project is part of initiatives to diversify the economy and tap into the burgeoning global halal markets, products and services that meet Islamic standards of permissibility and embodies ethics, integrity, and universal values that resonate across cultures and regions. The halal economy extends beyond religious compliance, embodying principles of ethics, integrity, and quality that resonates across cultures. The success of Sukuk bonds and the growing appeal of Islamic banking demonstrates that halal principles are compatible with global economic standards and can benefit all Nigerians. The statement said the strategic focus on the halal economy would open up new avenues for Nigerian businesses to compete on the global stage. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, says Nigeria's headline inflation eased to 32.15% in August 2024, down from 33.40% in July. Latest figures indicate that while inflation decreased month-on-month by 1.25%, it remained 6.35 percentage points higher than the 25.80% recorded in August 2023. Urban inflation hit 34.58% year-on-year, while rural inflation stood at 29.95%. Food inflation surged to 37.52%, driven by price increases in staples like bread, maize, yam, and beverages. Despite the monthly decline, inflation rates remain significantly elevated compared to the previous year. And now, our 25-year-old graduate from the University of Ibadan, Bamidele Mofinyi-Foluwa, has emerged winner of the #OneNigeriaUnity Fabric competition promoted by Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu. She was unveiled at a ceremony in the villa where the First Lady charged Nigerian youths to keep tapping into their creative resources for personal and societal growth.
Design was further worked upon by a renowned textile designer, Ms. Banke Kuku. And apart from the Renewed Hope Initiative team, we added the Nigerian coat of arms to make it truly a national fabric.
And as the news at this time, Good Morning Nigeria continues with Erie and Victor after the commercial break.